We have homesteads and where winds meet, and the system can be a little confusing. So I spent some time trying to figure out some tricks to make the process a bit smoother, especially for those of us who don't have infinite free time. So here are some tips and tricks to help you get the most out of your homestead from your resident farming and management sim guru. Prosperity is how you upgrade Blissful Retreat and unlock more furniture and structures. The easiest trick to quickly level up your prosperity is to decorate around your various structures, especially the inn. Each homestead furniture piece, including plants, adds a set amount of prosperity to the homestead. You can find these items by going to the build menu and hitting triangle on PlayStation or B on a keyboard to open your structure menu. An important thing to note is that decorations, buildings, and furniture all cost bounty gourds to place. This means you will have to make sure you're earning enough of these gourds through the inn and touchstone vessel to maintain your decorating habits. Likewise, plants for your farm also cost these bounty gourds, so you'll have to balance your use of each. Make sure you're completing the Young Master's routine quest, as these will help you recruit people to help you around town. These talents are friends we've made on our adventures who have skills we can use on the homestead. You will only be able to recruit one person per week, so try to recruit people who can help with the immediate industries first. Each of these recruits will also have a brief quest that you can complete to get them to come to Blissful Retreat. While your retainers will handle most of the work-related tasks around your homestead, eventually they will get tired. You can check each retainer's vitality to see how close they are to exhaustion. You have several options to help them rest. If you built the crane retreat, you can assign them to this location to recuperate. If you built houses, make sure you have beds placed so they can sleep here. If you place food in the retainer provisions bag and set a threshold for your retainers to eat food, this will also help them recover vitality. Likewise, if the retainers are not actively dispatched, they will automatically rest. If you don't want to wait for your retainers to harvest local specialties, you can gather some on your own. Most of the specialties are things found in online mode or at the various merchants in solo mode. Open your map and go to your track target and scroll through the various creatures until you find what you need. Select the creature you want to track and go hunting, fishing, or mining. Fishing is one of the easier things to do in online mode, as most people aren't around those areas, so you can just Tai Chi fish until you feel you have enough. Since I mentioned that farming uses bounty gourds, this reminded me about auto farming. Auto farming is what you might expect your farm plots automatically sow, water, and harvest themselves over a period of time. Now, before you jump into using the auto farming options, which unlocks on your first plot of land at level 5, don't make this easy mistake. You may want to just plant all the things on the auto farm plots. Don't. Instead, when selecting seeds, use seeds with quick growth cycles such as potatoes, eggplants, carrots, wheat, tomatoes, pears, soybean, and cotton. Auto farming allows you to automate this process from 2 hours to 72 hours. However, you have to spend bounty gourds to run the auto farm. If you plant things that take a lot of time to grow, such as ginger, corn, rice, and garlic, you will essentially be wasting your bounty gourds because instead of harvesting crops to send to the cooks and brewery, the auto farm won't actually be doing anything of value. So when you unlock the auto farm, dedicate that plot of land to your quick growing crops and manually place the crops that take longer to grow. You will want to use this method until we get a new region to explore. Once we have a new region, then you can add the crops with longer growth periods to the auto farm, as you'll be busy with story content and boss fights. You can actually recruit animals to help you rebuild Blissful Retreat. If you go to the Homestead shop and purchase dried fish and alfalfa, you can give these to some of the cats and geese in the area to recruit them. Animals will usually have an innate talent for harvesting local specialties such as fishing for cats and lumber for geese. Just remember that they will also need to rest. If you're familiar with my other farming management sim guides, you'll know I always try to do a breakdown of the week to help me manage all the various tasks, so I figured why not share my week and where winds meet homesteading schedule. So starting on Sunday, which is reset day at 3 to 4 p.m. CST, Sunday's tasks are to check the new touchstone vessel orders and see what you need to produce that week. Make sure you go into each recipe and see what raw materials will be needed to craft each trade good. Then assign your retainers to craft and harvest these items. For the caterers, make sure they are selling what you aren't planning on submitting to the touchstone vessel. If you have an auto farm, assign enough of the 3-hour seeds to last at least a 12 to 72 hour timer, and plant any 11 plus hour seeds on standard plots. Then once all of that is set, go to the Homestead shop and purchase at least one confidant invite so you can recruit a new retainer, and make sure you have a retainer gift in your inventory along with one of each food item. You will need these to recruit retainers and complete banquets. Now complete the Young Master's Routine weekly quest, prioritizing tasks that have quest markers such as recruitment quest and background lore quest. I like to pair the miscellaneous tasks such as Meow Meow puzzles and campaign trials with my weekly reputation quest just to get 2 birds with 1 stone. Monday, you're going to harvest and replant any standard plots with 11 plus hour crops, as by the time you log back in, they should be done. Check the touchstone vessel's requests to see if any have been completed and redeem those rewards. If you've completed crafting items for the vessel, go ahead and reallocate your retainers to craft and harvest for the next touchstone vessel request if needed. If you only did 1 day of Young Master's Routine quest yesterday, then go ahead and complete the remaining 2 days. Tuesday is an off day for your retainers. Assign them to Crane Retreat or Nowhere so they can regenerate vitality throughout the day. You can use today to go into online or solo mode and gather any resources found there on your own. If you had a 72-hour auto farm timer running at the start of the week, it should be close to ending, so make sure you stop by the farm and either set up another timer or manually plant crops. Wednesday and Thursday, depending on how quickly your retainers regenerate their vitality, you can return them to working on finishing up those touchstone vessel orders. Make sure you start selling any of the leftover order recipes you may have from previous orders you completed this week. Check your farm again and make sure everything is working there. Fridays and Saturdays are your catch-up days if you missed a day during the week. You want to finish your last order from the touchstone vessel and start letting your retainers rest up back to full health so they are ready for the new week. Also, make sure you take time these days to add any decorations around your lots to help you meet your prosperity goals. And that's pretty much how I organize my time on the homestead and where when to meet. And those are the tips for getting started on the homestead. If you have any tips I may have missed, let me know in the comments. If you like this video and want to see more where when to meet guides and updates, be sure to follow the channel.